It's the last hurrah before the big day. Stories run wild in the craziest way. From Vegas nights to the beach town vibes. We're laughing or party, you're in for a ride.
All right, welcome back to another episode here of Drunken Suits. As a lot of you guys know, we are a podcast here that talks about bachelor parties in different cities, how to plan them, tips and tricks, and of course, a lot of you guys' favorite, the crazy entertaining stories. So I'm one of your hosts here, Will Kroboth, with
Bobby Carlson, and we are just getting into it today. We happy Halloween first off to everybody out there. It may have been last weekend, but we are still dressed up and supporting it. So happy Halloween.
Yes, happy Halloween. I gotta ask, all right, I like the costume, but you gotta explain to the viewers or listeners especially, can't see what you're dressed as here.
Listeners, yeah, they can't, but I am Fred Flintstone.
I love it.
Yeah. What are you?
I'm a construction worker, as you can tell, but I'm actually a scary construction worker. Because I'm a Penn State fan, and they look incredibly scary this year.
Okay. Not the YMCA construction worker?
Not quite, no.
No.
Although not
All
a bad idea.
right.
For a costume?
It's very costume. It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to keep going with the Halloween theme and the little spooky, we picked a city that is a little haunted, so but still great for bachelor parties. It's gonna be a fun one. We're getting into the spooky times. Today we are talking about.
Before we announce it,
Okay.
let us hear. What do you guys think? What are your favorite, most haunted locations? Within the United States that you think a bachelor party could be fun in. Because we were going through back and forth, had a couple of ideas, so we landed on this one. But without further ado, I'll let you announce it.
All right, we have San Antonio, Texas.
Yes, sir. Keeping it in that South Midwest area, similar region to OKC, but got some.
And this is pretty south, though. This is south of South Texas.
It is. It's very much more south than Oklahoma and most.
Mm-hmm. So if you know Texas, it's about a 90-minute drive from Austin. It's about a 3-hour drive from Houston, and about a 4-hour drive of Dallas. Yeah, there you go.
Got to get a better camera so you can see it better, but you get a general idea.
Yeah, I mean Texas is huge, so I say these hours, but I mean you could go 17 hours, I think, from one end to the other. So it's pretty nuts.
For sure.
But San Antonio, pretty cool.
Yeah, actually, I didn't really know this. I'm not like keeping up with census ratings or anything, but this is the 7th largest city in the United States. I didn't know that. It doesn't come up on the top of my head when I think of like very populated cities a lot. But yeah, really a lot of people. 1.5 million residents in the city, and then 2.7 in the surrounding metro area. So
yeah, that's huge. Average age 34. Did you look up visitors?
Nope, I did not.
37.65 million visitors in 2023.
Wow.
Yeah. So it always goes up and up, but that number is crazy.
For sure. I'm trying to think about, maybe that's something we should look into, is the visitor to population ratio. Because 37 million's a lot, but they do have, 2.7 million in that area. So you got to factor like, family and friends coming to visit, besides just tourism and all that. I wonder how much that plays in. Maybe that's too much of a nerd stat, but something I just popped in my head.
Yeah, probably been a little bit, but it's I like this when like you're a bachelor party. If someone's planning a bachelor party and you're listening to this podcast to figure out where you're going, it's nice to know at least there's other people visiting there and people come in. So that's why I like dropping that in there. Um, Nickname for the city, you know it,
What you got?
Alamo City.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, the Alamo is a pretty significant portion of the city and the history of the city. Probably big reason why a lot of people go and visit there too. So that makes sense.
big reason why it's haunted too.
It is. It is. Definitely part of the haunting lore is from the Alamo event, and I know we will get into that a little bit. But,
We sure will.
um,
But let's start with daytime stuff first, right?
yeah. Well, even before we get there,
Okay.
I have a confession to make.
Ooh.
Um, I have been convinced otherwise, but I wanted you to understand my mindset coming into the city of San Antonio. Um, Basically, what was going through my head is that, uh, I mean, besides Alamo and that it is really hot, like just the absolute bottom of the barrel basic things to know about Texas and San Antonio. Um, they have a dirty creek. They have a lot of good churros, and of course, they got a lot of big old women down there.
So that's what you were thinking prior to your research? Like that's just what San Antonio was?
Well, yes, but all of that comes from one source, and that one source is good old Charles Barkley.
That's right. This is the one he
Those
didn't want to apologize to, right?
Oh my god, it's so funny. The whole crew of inside the NBA with him and Shaq and what Ernie and Kenny the Jet,
Mm-hmm.
dude. Oh my god, I would love watching them. And yeah, that was a lot of my prior knowledge coming into this was what Charles Barkley had to say about the city of San Antonio.
Is this the city where it was like, oh, to really apologize, you can come back here? And he's like, no, no way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was San Antonio. That's so funny.
Oh. Oh yeah. So, you know, Victoria is a secret. That's why they don't have any Victoria's Secret down there.
Wow. So after research, mind has changed a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Although I did look at it, the county that San Antonio is in has 65% obesity or overweight rate. So, maybe he's not too far off. I don't know.
Maybe not. Maybe not. That's great. So great.
No, but overall, on a more serious note, yes, there's a lot more appealing things than what Charles Barkley had initially influenced me on.
That's good. Hey, big women need some loving too. So always, you heard it here first on Drunken Suits.
Um,
Moving on.
Feel free to jump into these daytime activities.
Yeah, moving on. Daytime activities. I'm going to take it because it's Drunken Suits nature. 30 minutes away is Braunfels, which is a really cool city to go floating in and drinking in. There's two rivers that flow through the city. Didn't write down their names, but floating and drinking with coolers is very common, and it's they kind of say it's a must do, especially with how hot it is. It's like perfect, especially it's a cool river going through.
Yeah. Was that by chance the San Antonio River?
Yes,
Kind of
and then
close to
something
the
with a
downtown
G.
area? Okay. Nice. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be real hot. I don't know, we made that clear enough, but the summers it is hot. Definitely more mild winters than too, but I would say probably just to stay on this same line of thinking, spring or fall is probably the ideal time frame to go, just for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, daytime activities, sticking with that kind of outdoorsy, you said Drunken Suits nature. They have a lot of biking trails. That kept popping up too. there's tons of like and low effort biking trails, which I made sure to look at because you're probably gonna be doing some drinking damage, maybe not feeling up for like a huge crazy bike, but yeah, like a bunch of different sites, a lot of historic sites too. I know we're gonna talk about the history and some of that a little
Mm-hmm.
bit, but yeah, biking.
Well, I just want to piggyback. Then they say, we were going to talk about the Alamo and the different missions all through San Antonio. They say there's the Mission Trail, which is a very good biking trail and history. Could be fun for a group. So I just want to throw that one in there. That's one of the biking is the Mission Trail.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think actually, yeah, I had that one written down too.
Okay, cool. So then my next one then, since I said we're going off again, let's go to Fredericksburg, also right outside of San Antonio. This is filled with wineries and distilleries on Hill Country Mile. So it looks absolutely beautiful, but they are very known for their wineries and distilleries down there in Texas.
Okay. Yeah, who doesn't like one of those, especially as an afternoon daytime activity, like super chill, easy to do, usually pretty easy to plan. I like it.
Absolutely.
And speaking of that kind of thing, just kind of seems like there's a lot of breweries too. I don't know if you were coming across that.
Oh yeah.
So brewery crawls through like Pearl and Southtown areas specifically. Seem kind of like another cool afternoon activity.
Well, since we're doing breweries, I kind of had that later for food and brewery talk, but there's a couple breweries that I want to give shout outs to. They seem really
Yeah.
cool. There's the Alamo Beer Co. It has this huge space, fields, outdoor and indoor. It's also known as like the party spot. Then there's also Roadmap Brewing Company, and this just recently won an award of the World Beer Cup in 2022. And then there's the Free Tail Brewing and Kunstler Brewing. So just giving those shout outs seemed like very cool breweries that I found.
Are we gonna have to bleep that out?
No. Kunstler.
All right, just checking. But yeah, I mean, okay, that's some pretty impressive statistics you had there. So, yeah, definitely a beer city. In case any of you untapped followers out there are questioning.
Absolutely. You got another one?
Something else you mentioned, the river, right? So these kind of river boat tours / like brunch cruises I saw. Kind of could be a fun thing to do in the daytime. I feel like I found a lot of these daytime activities that were relatively like mellow and chill,
Mm-hmm.
and not necessarily like crazy in your face adrenaline type thing. I'm sure you can find those if that's what you're seeking, but for the most part, that's where my research brought me to.
I definitely have some adrenaline ones on here, but if we're just sticking with kind of the more laid back ones, there is the largest Mexican market in Texas at San Antonio, which is called the Historic Market Square. It is piled in with your local flavor, your Tex-Mex flavors in there, food, shopping, everything. The pictures of it seem like it's a little bit crowded, but a whole lot of fun. Definitely like picking up gifts for your family or whatever, for the groom, for your soon to be wife, whatever. It could be a very cool spot to check out, especially during the daytime.
Yeah, for sure. You said some Tex-Mex food there, and I definitely want to talk about that a little bit. But I don't want to grab up any of the daytime activities. So, what else you got on the daytime?
Okay. Yeah. So I've got the Natural Bridge Caverns. It is the largest commercial cave system in Texas. That seems really cool. It's like an exploring a cave. Not everywhere has that, so kind of pretty cool to go see. Did you have more, or should I just keep going off?
Yeah, that was one of them that I had was
Okay.
cave tours. And it just wanted to note, like, kind of interesting, right? Because you think of Texas being just like flat most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, they have these kind of caves. Something doesn't immediately come to mind when you think about the terrain of Texas. But yeah, no, like, let's hear what else you got. That was pretty much all my daytime activity.
Okay, yeah. But I mean, you're saying flat. You know, there's stuff going on under it because all the oil rigs and water. So definitely stuff going on under. So yeah, cool caverns. Did you see the Tower of Americas?
I did briefly. I didn't look too much into it.
All right.
Yeah.
So it looks like a huge needle, like a space needle they have in Austin. All of your skyline pictures, we'll put one up right here. All your skyline pictures, they have this needle in it, and it can take you up to the top. Very cool. It's got really cool views of San Antonio, and you can just see kind of forever with how flat it is. So some other ones then. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I did see that. Now that you say that, I remember seeing that
Mm.
skyline picture. Pretty cool. How would you kind of say it compares to like the Seattle one?
Oh, it's definitely not as big, and your views are going to be probably a little bit greater in Seattle of some mountains that are by it. Like you have Rainier that you can see from Seattle one, but this one you get to see a little bit further because it's just like flatter. But it's cooler just for the city. It's not like massive, massive tall,
Gotcha.
but
Yeah,
still
just
cool.
want to give some
Something cool
perspective
to
to
check
it.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, there is a KI Speed, which is go karting. They have paintball at X Factor Paintball Park. They have axe throwing at Class Axe Throwing. So these are all things that, you know, it's not so unique, you could say, but it's there. So I just want to throw those out. They also have a Six Flags Fiesta. Um, Six Flags Fiesta Texas, I think is what the full name is. But Six Flags, I mean, amusement parks. We've brought this up before. Very cool. It, you know, it has that spin. Do you get drunk or not? Go on roller coasters, but it could be a lot of fun. I think we've talked about it before, so I don't want to be beating the dead horse with our viewers here.
Well, so I was gonna bring this up in maybe another section, but the Six Flags has um in the fall time around Halloween has this haunted element. So
Yep.
uh you got that kind of scary, spooky type of thing going on there too. If you're not super into roller coasters, you can use it for something else. That too.
Yeah, they have like a Fright Fest or something like that. Like I saw, it was pretty cool. Um, and then we kind of said this already, big distillery scene. And then so I looked up just a couple golf courses. They look beautiful. I mean, just even the public courses. Some ones just a shout out for like public uh, golf club of Texas, and then La Quintera Resort and Spa of Golf Club. These courses looked gorgeous, and they're public. Just I would definitely do that. Rent some clubs or whatever because that looked very nice.
I
Yeah, I
feel like I'm
butchered
having
the
deja
name.
vu. Can we say that one either?
La
Do we have to bleep that
Canentra
too?
Terra. La
Okay.
Canentera. Canantra.
I'm just messing with you. Yeah, and I did see that there was a Top Golf here too. So
Oh, nice. I didn't even
yeah,
see
you
that.
got
Okay.
always mention it whenever. Like I said, one of the last couple episodes. Great invention. It's incredible.
Well, I think it's so cool. It's like we talk about what is unique amongst these cities, but then it's also nice to bring in like some of your just activities that we like. I don't want to keep talking about golf on every single one because like most of these large cities will have golf at some kind of level. But it's always nice to bring up like knowing, oh, they've got really nice courses or they got some good public ones or if we wanted to do a full golf bachelor party or whole paintball like kind of day, at least they have it. There's the option there. And even though it's not so unique, at least the city can tailor to these different bachelor parties, which I think is kind of part of this podcast.
Yeah, yeah, and you don't want entirely unique and new experiences too. Sometimes you want to have a little bit of that familiar uh, experience, and with the twist of the city. So I again, like you're saying, we just want to provide you kind of a big picture, complete picture, and some things that we find interesting and think might be a good staple on a bachelor party.
Well, then to getting into unique, the culture here and the food, a little
Yeah,
segue. You like that action?
I
Boom.
like it. I like it.
The food here, yeah, seems good. It's got your Mexican influence and your Texas influence. That's the Tex-Mex that we brought up before. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. We talking about like they got barbecue too. They got tacos, barbecue, ice cream was a lot. It kept coming up, but like yeah, I mean this sounds like a great place to go if you're a foodie. It just seems like there's so many different things. Breakfast tacos, even I saw that was a huge thing, especially
Mm-hmm.
good as like a hangover cure. But man, yeah, I would go here probably just for the food.
The food is one of the staples of San Antonio. There is a list on like some culinary list of like what cities, and it's one of two cities that are defined by food. So, not necessarily too that there is like a modern blend, but it stays true to the influences. The influences, though, also Texas and Mexico, they also have a big Spanish and German immigrant in their history, and that comes out in the food a lot as well.
That's cool. I mean, that's just a lot of different cuisines and cultures mixing together.
Some
I'm
good
excited. It got
food.
my mouth watering. Yeah.
Yeah, and you got some nice diners or nice dinners in there and stuff, and then you also have some nice like truck, food trucks. Ooh, food trucks. And so
Oh
I always
yeah.
think that's good to mention for bachelor party, like your food truck scene, your late night grabs and eats, munchies, like it's all there, and that's some killer food. Like that's some good food.
That came up as like a tip someone said online was like make sure you get the drunk like street tacos when you're drunk because they
Mm.
hit different. I bet I could see that.
Yeah, I could see that 100%. Like in Chicago, when I lived there, on my walk back from the bar, I always passed this Mexican food truck, and the late night tacos it's something different. It's something different. It's great.
I love it. Love it.
Well, then,
Uh,
right before we get into nighttime and other stuff, there's one thing I want to bring up, which is like festivals, because I think festivals are more a little daytime, especially in San Antonio. So I found these out when the festivals are happening. The nightlife really decreases. A lot of people are out during the day drinking, a little bit more casual. I did see on there, it's like if if you're looking for that all night bender craziness, that's when you go to like Houston or somewhere else here, and this will be your your drunk friend that loves history and always talks about it. That's San Antonio. So I was like that makes sense. I like that one. But there are some cool festivals here. I'm going to start with the least and go to the best, I think. So there's the World Heritage Fest. Pretty cool, just a little bit of history and explaining all of that. Here we go. So there is the Tejano Congenuto Festival.
hey! At least we don't have to bleep anything out. Nothing sounded suspect in
Okay.
that one.
I'm going to spell it out just for the viewer. We got Tejano space Congunto Festival.
Teganu. Is that Tejano?
What? Tejano.
Tejano?
Tejano. Don't know. Big music festival though. They got a lot of your music going all through the day, which is, I think is pretty cool. The music doesn't carry that much into like club and stuff at night, but then there's a lot of like street performers at night during these too. A lot of your mariachi bands and different stuff all around your real mariachi. So pretty cool. Then the big one. This is Mardi Gras' younger brother. This is Fiesta San Antonio. There's about 2.5 million people participating that come to this. It is full of color. They go down the like so many streets around the Riverwalk. They go on the boats and go down the canal. So pretty cool. It looked very cool. Prices do go up during festivals as well. So and transportation's a little bit harder to come by. So if your group is going, just make sure you're not with the fest if you're not trying to go with the fest.
Yeah. A quick point while you're on that too. It is kind of a spread out city, so you're gonna be Ubering quite a lot, unless you're in these main areas like the Riverwalk or Pearl. Like there's gonna be a lot of Ubering or car transport travel. But yeah, no, I saw the San Antonio, the Fiesta San Antonio as well. That looks like a ton of fun. I had a couple
Yeah.
other festivals I actually looked up at this time. Maybe
Oh.
not so much like festivals, but kind of just events.
Okay.
So obviously, we touched on it before, the Fright Fest. This is in the fall at Six Flags. Haunted amusement park type of thing. They got these rodeo shows again. More in the, I think it was like wintertime actually, but typical cowboy stuff you think about.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it would be fun. I mean, again, just that completely depends on your group if that would be fun or not. But and then oyster bakes. So maybe not something you can do everywhere or is common everywhere.
I wonder if that's coming out of the Gulf. Then I would think.
Probably, yeah.
I closest,
didn't think
water.
that far into it. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool though.
But yeah, I mean, speaking of that haunted, Six Flags experiment, should we jump over into some of the reason that we're doing this, the Halloween episode theme?
I like it. You go for it though. You got it.
All right. Yeah. So we keep talking about this amusement park, but there's a lot of haunted and alleged spooky things that happen in San Antonio. First and foremost thing just being the Alamo itself. I'm sure most people know that story, but
Well, you can never forget.
I hope not. Especially if you're from San Antonio. Never forget the Alamo. Remember the Alamo.
Remember the Alamo.
But yeah, I mean, right? Like, what is it, like 200 Texans versus like thousands of these Mexican troops.
I don't know. I
Everybody
forget.
died, but just the spirit of defending this, just the bravery and all that goes into it, just really cemented the remember the Alamo. Anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent, but yeah, the Alamo itself, that site is said to be haunted. People talk about there's like a little boy that like exists in one of the windows there, and then they allege that like the guards are still there. There's cold spots and random noises, so they have a lot of ghost tours here. That's a big thing, I think, especially in the fall time around Halloween season.
Get the boys hammered and go check out some haunted ghosts. Like, could be fun.
It could be. It could be. I mean, and the funny thing is that's not even like the biggest haunted attraction. There's actually this thing called the Menger Hotel. That is
Menger Hotel.
Yeah.
Ooh, I think I saw. This is where the 13th comes from.
I don't know about that, but
Okay,
I know.
then I'll shut up.
No, like if you, what did you think, or what?
No. You please go. You please talk about it.
Okay, I was just gonna say this is the spot that ranks like highly on all U.S. lists as like one of these haunted attractions, thrill seeker type of places that people want to go. A brewery plus hotel together, and it's kind of famous because like people like Teddy Roosevelt. There was this real famous rancher that went there who ended up dying. One of these chambermaids was murdered there, and so they're all kind of like play together into, just like your typical haunting things like cold spots, noises, and all that. So just kind of creepy, and I think they lean into it, kind of keep it that entertainment and like photogenic level of attraction.
So, in hotels, they typically don't have a 13th floor, right? I think this started in San Antonio,
Okay.
and I
It
thought it
very
was
well
that
could be this.
hotel, or at least this hotel just haunted, and it's just a hotel. But I thought that was from this hotel and from what you were saying there.
Oh yeah, I mean, very well could be. I I don't want to spoil it if anybody there is really interested and wants to get the full experience, right? I don't want to give too many spoilers away, but yeah, I could see that happening, right? And bringing it back to even the bachelor party type of thing, it's like go to Texas, have some tequila, go out, do a ghost tour, get scared. Like that could be a fun, even if it's just like early night activity before you get ready to get into some other stuff. Like, come on now, that could be cool.
That could be really cool. Absolutely. Was that all the haunted that goes on in San Antonio?
I mean, there are other things. It seems like the city kind of just leans into it overall. There's said to
Great.
be these different plazas and sites that were like built over burial grounds from the Alamo and just other things. So this feeling of like being watched, I kept seeing. So that's about all I got into for it. But if you're into the horror theme like this, I think there's a lot of opportunities for that interest group here.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I mean that's a different aspect. Talk about uniqueness. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, gotta keep it spooky for Halloween.
Well, then on that track, we put together a segment. Let's hit the segment now. We are talking about. Oh, do you have a name for it? I didn't even think of a name.
Let me think. Night party nightmare. No, I don't know.
I like Death of a Bachelor. Could be a good one.
Oh,
A
okay,
little
okay.
spooky. All right, but that's the name of the song. But whatever.
Spooky stories of the stag.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Just came up with that.
Okay.
But I mean, I think
All
people
right.
are starting to catch on to what we're going after here.
Yeah. So we both found a good story. Each found one, and we're gonna read off, and it's from Reddit. A bachelor party or bachelorette party that went turned into a horror story. Cool. If I read mine first.
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right. So they were doing a co-ed one, and it was kind of just like leading up to the wedding, and they got a cabin. All right. So cabin was
When you
rented
say
in
when you say leading up, you mean like that weekend or
like day before.
Oh, okay, wow.
All right. So I'll read it here. So cabin was rented in a state park the night before the wedding. Bride to be was also there with a few friends. We were a very close knit group. Drank, smoked, the usual. Later in the evening, the groom to be was casually stabbing his pocket knife in the picnic table we were all sitting around. His future wife tells him to stop, and that he's going to cut his finger off. He says, "The blade is locked, nothing will happen." Of course, on the very next stab, what happens? The blade releases, folds, and cuts his pinky off. Pinky recovered and put on ice. The groom to be is rushed to the ER. Miraculously, he doesn't bleed out, but at the altar the next day, we have to hold him up due to pain meds. That very
What?
afternoon, he goes into the surgery and has his pinky reattached. Ends up being a military pilot until he passed away a couple years ago. Turns out the lock on the blade was fully faulty, and if you squeezed the knife in the right way, it would release. And the groom to be got a very nice settlement from the knife company. He regained most of his functions of that pinky also.
Oh my god.
I could have just imagined the groomsman holding up. I feel like you have to be in, like, when you sign that paper, you have to be in the right mind to get married, right? Like,
Oh, true. He's just like out of his mind off pain meds.
So that was my horror story I brought in, is cutting your pinky off because. So hey, we had an interview for a co-ed thing. That's what women will drive you to do, is cut off your pinky, I guess. So careful, Michael.
I like it. That's funny. Hey, but at least you got a settlement. I didn't expect that part of the story. So.
Yeah, pretty cool. There you go.
and the movement in his finger back.
Yeah.
But all right. So mine is not a co-ed party, just normal bachelor party. And we are in Las Vegas.
Hey, okay.
All right. So bachelor party in Las Vegas. Picturing the typical, Las Vegas activities. However, nobody knew that the groom had a problem with gambling. First night we're there, we're all in the casino, having some drinks, playing a little card. The groom gets up to what he tells us is to get a drink, and then never comes back to the group. After hours of searching for him, we finally found him sitting on the bathroom floor of the hotel room, just sitting there crying. He lost over $10,000 in about 2 hours playing blackjack. We were there for 3 more days, and he pretty much didn't leave the hotel room because he was terrified to go home, tell his fiance that he gambled away all of his life savings in Las Vegas on his bachelor. So that's a pretty rough one. I don't have a happy resolution from that one, unfortunately.
Oh no, that is a horror story though, and especially it's the groom. It's not even like somebody that just got drunk on it. It's a pretty big one.
Yeah, and from what it sounded like too, I don't even think the alcohol had too much to play into it either. Like,
Oh my god.
yeah, that's a tough pill to swallow. I
So
wonder
just
if
a
they ever ended up
degenerate.
getting married. Yeah.
Yeah. Or if they had the money to do it.
Yeah, really. They might have had to delay the wedding at that point.
Yeah. Mm.
But yeah, so
Well, that concludes this segment's horror stories, bachelor mishaps, whatever you want to call it. Let's get
spooky
back
stag
to talking
stories.
about spooky stag stories. Let's get back to San Antonio.
Love it.
All right. So San Antonio, we're talking about. Now we're getting into the nightlife. Some things to do in nightlife. First one, I'm going to take it. Bar crawl on St. Mary's Strip.
Oh, okay. That's not where I thought you were gonna go with it, but
No, okay.
I like it. I mean,
There's
bar
two.
crawls
There's
are
two
always...
places. Two places I would say bar crawls happen. St. Mary's Strip is a very very cool one.
Yeah, and then the other one would be the Riverwalk. That was gonna be mine.
Yep.
Riverwalk bar crawl. That's kind of hard to say too. If you ever try to say that fast.
Riverwalk bar crawl.
Yeah. Maybe you're just a better man than me, but
When it comes to drinking.
yeah, I guess. But I did note that the Howl at the Moon would be a fun place to end this Riverwalk. It seemed like absolute chaos.
Nice. Okay. I did see a lot of these bars. Thinking again, a lot of these bars, the season in it, it's very hot. A lot of outdoor sections and a lot of rooftop sections. I'm a sucker for a rooftop, so I think that would be a really cool nighttime activity as well. Hitting some rooftops.
Just again, keep in mind you want to do that at night or like real early in the morning, because if you're on that rooftop middle of the day in San Antonio, you're gonna be dying.
Yeah.
Just want to bring that up here. I know we're talking about nightlife, but it did seem like they had quite a few rooftop bars. But I mean, on that line too, they have a lot of live music I saw, and a lot of like different genres.
Mm-hmm.
Being so close to Mexico, they have a lot of that Latin music influence. Obviously, country, when you think of cowboys, kind of go hand in hand, and then rock also seemed like a really big scene down there too.
Yeah, absolutely. So I also want to talk about. Wait, where'd you just bring up? What'd you just say?
I was just saying, live music
Just
going
generally.
along with bars. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I just wanted to make sure because I have similar to that. So Southtown is another place in San Antonio, and I was like reading as you were saying it, so I was like, oh wait, did he just say Southtown? But there's a lot of good music there and bars and restaurants, but it's a little bit more chill and sophisticated than like your club vibe. Now there's not a whole lot of clubs there, but this is more your like just like chiller area, a lot more local.
I heard it was. I saw it was chill. I heard maybe there's a little more dive bar action here too.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe usually don't think of that as sophisticated, but um, almost preference for a lot of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And another thing to note too is that this seemed like a little bit more cheap, more affordable. Not cheap in a bad way, just like more affordable than some of the other sections, the Southtown area.
Yeah. Do you have any more nightlife or like spots like that?
Um, I had concerts and comedy shows. It seemed like there
Yep.
was a lot of those. Almost isn't Texas like known for comedy? I think that's is this? No, it's not. It's Austin. I think that's like anyway.
Okay.
Texas comedy kind of goes hand in hand. Frost Bank Center for that, and then some of the bigger ones are done in the San Antonio Spurs arena. So, sorry if I took that too.
Yep,
San
you
Antonio
did.
Spurs
So
play there, but I'll
gonna
go to a
say
little
some
2 for
sports.
1.
Yeah, sports. You got it.
I'll let you go though. That's that's my recap of nightlife.
Well, I had Spurs then, and I had the San Antonio Brahmas. I don't know if you saw it. It's a UFL team.
Okay.
Cool though. Could be fun just to
Oh, the
go get
Brahmins.
hammered.
Yeah, dude. Come on. They're my favorite CFL team. Or
All
did you
right,
say CFL?
UFL.
Oh, all
UFL. All
right.
right.
No, CFL is Canada. What am I talking about?
This is like the women's basketball. I also found this though for sports bars. There was a really cool one for watching sports. It's called Box 505 Bar. Looks really cool. They've got a bunch of TVs, huge TVs. Seemed like a pretty cool sports bar.
Okay. Love me a sports bar, especially on like a nice Saturday or Sunday in the fall. It's got all the TV. That can't beat that.
All right, gun to your head though, or like FMK. If we did dive bar, sports bar, or rooftop bar. Ooh, that's good.
Wow. Wow. Well, I'm paying rooftop bars. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
The
Okay.
other two just are too high up on the list. I don't know. That's a coin flip. It goes either way. I don't know if I can choose between sport and dive bar.
I think for me it
It's too
goes
tough.
marry the sports,
Okay.
and then F the rooftop, kill dive. Oh, I hate to say that, the
How
kill
do you
dive.
say that, right?
It's hard to say any of those. That's a hard one.
Okay. Yeah. That's a solid question there though.
I'm gonna hold you to it. You have to give me an answer because I want people in the comments to
All right, I'll go
either
dive. I'll
berate
marry
you.
dive.
Marry dive. Ooh,
Yeah,
okay.
I like dive bars. I was a little biased when I brought the dive bar point up earlier. I like dive bars a lot.
All right, leave in the comments what you guys would pick because I want to hear them because that's fun.
Yeah, for sure. That'll be a fun one. I want to hear what you guys have to say about that.
I did have this little note for nightlife as well. The closest casino is 2.5 hours away in Eagle Pass, Texas, which is on a reserve. In Texas, there isn't Vegas style casinos and the pop up things. I think they have like a version that you could do like in a bar, like the board kind of thing, but you can't have like casino. Um,
Okay.
and then there's also rules on strip clubs. So there
Okay.
are strip clubs or adult entertainment, but there's not fully nudity on them. And there's rules you can't be under 25 years old or something as a performer.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is those are probably not. If those two things are extremely high on your list, maybe not the destination to go to.
Yeah. Yep. And again, we're just putting it out there. Does it hit all the spots for a bachelor parties? Is that what your bachelor party wants? Then this is probably not it.
Yeah. It's good. I'm gonna have to start calling you the strip club casino guy. You always
All right.
got that on lock. It's
All
always
right.
locked down. I appreciate it because that is something I don't always look into.
I
And
feel like
yeah,
I bring that
you
up.
always do an analysis
Festivals and golf is like my things that I'll like
on
feel like I always have locked in.
I love it.
But yeah, you can just focus on casino strip club, whatever.
I can count on you for that. But absolutely festivals too. I just I had to put you on blast a little bit.
Well, that's what I had for San Antonio. I'm going to ask you, is there anything else you want to? Oh, there actually is one more thing I want to touch on. But is there anything else you want to touch on?
No, I mean I think we summed it up pretty nicely. And I think just to kind of tie that bow up nice. I think Charles Barkley's analysis is a little bit off. There has a lot more to the city than what meets the eye, or Charles Barkley's eye at least.
I think so too. Last thing I want to bring up, very accessible. There is a huge airport there, and then hotels. If you want to be going to these bars at St. Mary's Strip and Riverwalk Bar Crawl, these hotels that are on there are so nice. They have crazy amenities. They have pools. They have indoor. They have outdoor heated pools in the winter. They have like all these different stuff. So it's probably going to be worth the money, especially, hey, like it's getting pretty hot. Let's just go back to the hotel and sit by the pool for a bit. Like, perfect. Like, like it's, these hotels look awesome.
I did see that too. It kept popping up whenever you type it in. They have a lot of luxury options available.
With that being said, though, affordability when it comes to here, pretty affordable.
Yeah.
I think it, the value you're getting to the cost you're paying, it's not the cheapest place. It's not definitely not like close to the big cities expense wise, but it's pretty good. Like you're paying what you're getting, I think, and getting some good value out of the city.
Yeah, that's a big pro side of the coin for me. When it comes to the ratings and everything. But again, that nerd stat, right? Like if we normalize the affordability scale for the population, I think it being the seventh largest city in the United States, it's got to be one of the most affordable on that top list. I haven't looked at those stats specifically, but I would imagine it's probably one of them. So that's a big plus in my eye.
Well, it sounds like you already are starting to break it down a little bit. I'd love to hear what you're going to be rating it.
Yeah. So just some more of the analysis going into that. Some of the other pros of San Antonio, I think these Riverwalk and St. Mary's, right? St. Mary's. I'm blanking on it now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep. St. Mary's Strip. No, you're good.
Yeah, I think those two with the bar crawl capabilities and the scenery right there is really cool. The food scene seems amazing. I mentioned that before. I'll mention it again. It seems like there's a really cool balance between chill activities and a little bit more party activities. And then, of course, the historic factor in the Alamo and the spooky, haunted, ghost factor type of things really make it a little bit more unique than maybe what meets the eye. That being said, so I mentioned, chillness. There isn't crazy nightlife. It exists. There are options. We went through a whole nightlife section, but I don't think that this is your club scene. This isn't your Vegas, your Miami style. Those are tough metrics to live up to. Like I get it, but gotta mention it. The heat in the summer is brutal. Really, a lot of time of the year it can be really hot during the day. Expansive, so you're gonna have ride shares that might add to your cost. You're having to drive, not quite as walkable. And then another note, like it can get crowded at some of these peak times, like that fiesta you're mentioning. And then with that, you have to just be worried about the standard, city safety items. Being careful. You don't walk around with your money out, or that kind of thing. So yeah, kind of putting that all together. I think another way to think about this is we just talked about Oklahoma City. It feels like an upgrade from Oklahoma City. It feels like it has the same kind of floor as OKC with a little bit higher potential. So with that, I'm gonna go with a 7.8 out of 10. I gave OKC a 7.2, so this is upgraded from that. But yeah. What are your thoughts? How you feeling? How you feel about that?
All right, I like that a whole lot. So yeah, I agreed a lot with what you're saying. I don't think safety was as much of a concern. It seemed like pretty normal to me, safety wise. Food, I think, was a little bit higher in my books as well. Weather, as much, I feel like you kind of know what you're expecting going to bottom of Texas in the summer. If you're expecting it to be cooler, then that's really on you for being an idiot. Um,
True.
it's going to be hot in Texas in the summer. Whoa, like news to you, right? Like bad planning if
Newsflash.
you're thinking it's cold. Yeah. Um, Access, great accessibility there. Huge airport right next to downtown. The walkable, I had that ranked a little bit lower because it was very much like you stick to your, like you find, the river walk, you find St. Mary's, and then you can walk in there, but you don't really walk, all through the town. That's not such a bad.
That's fair.
It's huge. It's not bad, but it's just like, all right, like kind of sucks. Like can't really see the whole city. The bike stuff was pretty cool. The uniqueness that it comes in, pretty cool. Um, you're gonna hate me. I had this at a 7.7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
All right.
we're pretty much
Pretty
the
spot
same on
on.
that. Yeah. It kind of averaged out. Honestly, I probably could be persuaded to put this higher. Um, I think there were some really cool aspects to it, and I think a lot of those daytime stuff is very unique and like still unique, but still very cool for a whole group. I could be persuaded to go higher, but I'm sticking to 7.7 right now.
Yeah, that's pretty weird. We were almost dead on with that one.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling the same way. I mean, as we talk, some of these points you brought up that I didn't see, I'm like, wow, okay, this is kind of trending upwards in my mind too. But all right,
Yeah.
7.8 and 7.7. We're gonna have to come out with like a total rankings list at some point here, just to
Yeah.
keep it all even and clean. But man,
We
it
got
is so
some
much
big
fun.
cities to come still. We have some really big cities to come, some very popular areas. And I actually very much enjoy the ones that have been the most surprising to us.
Oh yeah.
Ones that are like, oh, this actually is a lot of fun. So I've been very much enjoying those. I'm very excited to hear what we have in store.
And I would consider this one being one of those as a surprise, right? So
Yeah. Yeah, we picked it
couldn't
because it was
agree more.
spooky and it ranks pretty high on us.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe that's the ghosts or the demons influencing us to
Yeah, they're
rank it higher.
whispering.
I don't know. Yeah, but no, like you're saying, it is a lot of fun. We got a lot more to come. So if you guys got any specific ones that you want us to see or talk about or have been on and would like to tell that story, let us know. Contact us, and we'll be sure to feature it or get you on here. Um, but with that, I mean, as always, right? Like like, subscribe, comment, all that typical cringy statements. I gotta say it. It helps us
But
out.
it does go a far way. As cringy as it is, it does go a far way from us.
It
Far
does.
away for us. So please do it. We love to hear it, especially even on Instagram. Leave a comment, whatever. So, but thank you guys so much for listening to us. We're having so much fun. Happy Halloween and be safe.
Yes. Be safe. Have a good one, everyone.
It's the last hurrah before the big day. Stories run wild in the craziest way. From Vegas nights to the beach town vibes. We're laughing or party, you're in for a ride.